feel like nobody has asked you for a while, and guess how I met my husband? If you want to know how I met my husband, comment in this video. I want to see your comment saying, I'd like to know how you met your husband, so I can give you hot gist. Because you see this matter of, nobody is asking me, am I looking good, am I whatever. We have all been through it. Nothing is wrong with you. You are good. If I go to the mirror now and say I'm good, I'm looking good. There, my name is Bibi Babs and I'm the founder of Wise Attraction, and our goal is to build strong families using Christian values. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a while and suddenly the person you thought you loved and loved you back suddenly tells you that they no longer want to be in a relationship with you, or you decide to walk out of that relationship because you realize that it wasn't the right relationship, it wasn't right for you. And although you walked away, you still feel a pain of rejection. Or maybe you're a single lady desiring to be in a relationship and it seems like no one has looked your way in a long while. You've been wondering, am I not desirable as a woman? If no one is coming my way, how would I find out that perfect person for me? How would I get into a relationship? How would I get married? Would I remain single and lonely all for the rest of my life? Or maybe you're in a relationship and you both come to a mutual agreement for reasons that you both cannot control, that you cannot continue with the relationship, and although both of you agreed to end the relationship, you still feel that pain of rejection. You still feel rejected. Or perhaps as a guy, you've asked someone to be in a relationship with you, or to go out on a date with you, or even to marry you, and they said no. Ouch, it stings your heart. Or as a guy, you've been around this girl for a while and you're just preparing the ground so that you can ask her out. To you, this is just the perfect girl. And along the line, as you're doing all of that, you just notice that she's now friend zoning you, and you begin to wonder why she rejected you, even if you haven't asked her anything. Or she has that conversation with you where she's like, let's define this relationship. We're just friends and that's how it's gonna be. And friend zoning you like that bruised your ego. I want you to watch this video to the end to find out the 3 things that you can do to overcome this pain of rejection. Number 1, recognize that rejection is a normal part of everybody's life. Even me sat here talking to you, I've had my fair share of rejection, and guess what? Feeling rejected and feeling lonely is not only restricted to being single. Even married couples within their marriage can sometimes feel lonely and can sometimes feel rejected by their spouse. I know, right? You thought you were only feeling rejected because you were single, but no. And apart from the context of relationships, even think about it. You apply for so many jobs, let's say you're seeking for a job, or when you were looking for a job, you must have applied for lots of jobs and you must have received a number of rejection letters before you found the right one for you. And I know that if you think back in your life, you will see that there have been different experiences where you have been rejected for even valid reasons. So rejection is something that is going to happen from time to time. So resist the urge of thinking that there's something wrong with you. That's why you're experiencing this rejection. In fact, if you haven't experienced rejection in a long time, or you've never experienced rejection, then it means that you haven't been growing. Because the moment you step out of your comfort zone, the moment you decide that, you want to be in a relationship, and then you start looking, you definitely meet somebody or some people that you like from time to time, and not everybody is going to accept you. So if you've never been rejected, it means that you've never tried. And because of that fear of rejection, you've perhaps prevented yourself from even finding true love. When you get into this single market, so to say, and you're looking and you're trying to choose someone as a guy, or you're positioning yourself as a woman, whatever that may be, to be found, it's a risk. When you put yourself out there to love someone, you put yourself out there to ask someone out, it's a risk. You can either be accepted or rejected. It's a worthwhile risk, because when you eventually find the person that is compatible with you and you both fully accept each other, other and you love each other, that feeling, that experience is such a beautiful experience that if you hadn't stepped out in the first place, you wouldn't have gotten to that point. So yes, you stepped out and it didn't work out. It's part of life. And this leads me to my second point, which is that rejection can be God's protection. So imagine, let's say that relationship that ended, you both weren't suited for each other, or something must have been wrong somewhere for that relationship to be ended. If you had carried on in that relationship, it means that you would have to suffer the pain of whatever that problem is for the rest of your life or for a longer period of time. But now that this relationship has ended, yes, you're in pain, but believe me, with time, give it like, in fact, being too generous, let's just give it like 2 months, you could move on from this experience a better person. And after some time, you'll be ready to be in a beautiful relationship where you both are more compatible. Or let's say you like someone and they don't like you back. So what? It's better to experience the pain of rejection now than to go into something that is not meant for you and experience long-term pain and more devastation from being in the wrong relationship or the wrong marriage. So it's more like a trade-off, So when I say look at it as God's protection, see it this way: God is protecting you from experiencing more misery. Imagine being in a marriage where you love your spouse, but your spouse doesn't love you back. If you really want to be accepted, knowing that someone doesn't love you back, and you force yourself into their space on a daily basis, you will continue to experience rejection with that person because they don't love you as you should be loved, and you will know it. So think about it. You can have this small experience and overcome it, and it will protect you from feeling this as for however long you'll be with that person. I mean, even if you go into a marriage with someone that doesn't love you, a relationship with someone that doesn't love you, and you break up with them, there's so many things, the baggage the baggage of breakup, you wouldn't have to deal with it if you have experienced rejection earlier and you just moved on with your life. You have dealt with that pain yourself and moved on with your life and actually met someone that's better for you. Sometimes people find themselves in a situation where they're single and they're so desperate to come out of that place of loneliness. When they meet someone, they hold on so tight and they're like, if I don't marry now, I won't marry again. If I don't marry now, I'll die. This is actually real. When their family or people that have seen bigger picture, they're saying to them that, listen, this person you're trying to marry, it's not right for you. This situation you're trying to get into is not, don't go into this relationship. But they're like, no, this is the one for me. He's the only one on earth. She's the only one. They don't allow you to go in because of how desperate you sinned or you came across. And at the end of the day, when you get in there, you find out that, wow, they had seen something I did not see. They were right. But now I'm in here and have to deal with all of this. So I know that the pain you're feeling now, or you felt when you were rejected, was so bad that you couldn't even see any better. I would like you to open up your heart to the understanding that that experience was meant to protect you from something worse. Number 3, give yourself grace. Be compassionate towards yourself. Do not define yourself by this experience. Sometimes people think that because someone you want doesn't want you, then there's something wrong with you. No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. I've mentioned before in one of my videos that 2 good people might not necessarily be good for each other. There are other compatibility issues that get involved when getting into a relationship and marriage, that it's not just about being good. It's not about being nice or being kind. It might just be that your way of doing things clashes with the other person. There are other things that you should not define yourself. Do not look down on yourself. Do not start to see yourself as someone who is not worthy of love or who is not lovable simply because someone decided that they're not going to be in a relationship with you anymore, or they don't even want to try the relationship. Because you see, the fact that you're not that person's husband or that person's wife, or you're not the fact that you're not Mr. or Mrs. Right for that person does not mean that you're not someone else's Mr. or Mrs. Right. Does not mean that you're not precious to the right person. You just need to wait out the season till you meet the right person. So it's one thing to be rejected by others. It's another thing to self-reject, to internalize what has happened to you and then begin to look down on yourself. This is one thing that you really need to avoid. So I'd like to encourage you to speak acceptance over yourself. Say, I am worthy, I am valuable, I'm somebody's Mrs. Right or I'm somebody's Mr. Right, I'm somebody's wife or somebody's husband. In the right time, I will meet the right person that will value and cherish me for who I am and what I bring to the table, and also that I will value and cherish for who they are and what they bring to the table. So look yourself in the mirror and begin to speak yourself up. Use your words to speak yourself out of this feeling of despair. This experience of rejection does not define me because whoever it is rejected me or did not want. You have to face, the truth is that you have to be real with yourself about what happened. Because Mr. A or Mr. B, whatever they, or Miss A or Miss B, whatever their name is, does not want me. It does not mean that I am not wanted, because I am. Speak yourself up and out of that situation. I know I said 3 points, but I'm just going to add these 2 things in there. Give yourself time to heal. Sometimes when we feel this when we have this feeling of despair, we always want to rush out of it, and you want to look for something to cover that pain, cover that feeling. Try not to do that. Try just to sit in. See, pain, emotional pain is something that we all experience. Try to sit with whatever it is that you feel and ask God to heal your heart. Ask God to restore you. To heal every broken place. Like I said, and God is a healer of hearts. So don't try to use something negative or go into a rebound relationship or someone that go into something unhealthy. Try to get close to someone that you shouldn't be close to because you're trying to cover the pain. Deal with it in a healthy way. It's gonna pass. I promise you. If there's anything that will definitely happen, is that this pain will pass. And this is me speaking to you from a place of having experienced this before. The emotion might feel very strong right now when you're like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed by this feeling. But give it some time. Like I said, let's be very generous and give it 2 months. If you face it for what it is, it's gonna pass, and you're gonna meet someone that will cherish you eventually. Ask God to help you to heal your heart. Get close to your friends, close to your family, get close to people around you that love you, that know your worth, people that that have recognized your worth and your value, that love you. Now, I'm not talking about external people, like going to another relationship because someone else in the corner has been asking you out. Use that one as rebound to escape. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your people that you have a history with, that they trust you, they value, they cherish you, they're looking out for your good. Get close to them in this season. Let them be your source of comfort. You already have your support system. Hold on to them as your source of comfort in this season till you're able to come out. Find someone that you can share how you truly feel with and be honest with them. And if you need to cry, spend time crying, whatever it is, just go through the motions and you will see that this feeling is not going to last forever. Express yourself and express how you truly feel to someone that you trust. Finally, if for whatever reason you are the rejecter, you are the rejector. We've been talking to the rejectee since, and you are the rejector or rejecter. You're the rejecter in this, in any given scenario, which we all will be at some point. It's not the first person that comes to you or that you go to, that you will get married to. All of us, you must have told somebody no at some point. If you are in a situation where you have to tell someone no, please do it with grace. Do it with kindness. Do it considering the person's self-esteem. If talk to the person about their value and help them understand that even if they are valuable, they're just not for you. However, the fact that you both cannot be together doesn't mean that they are not valuable and they cannot fulfill that they cannot be special to someone else. But that someone just isn't you. Speak with grace, speak with kindness, give what you want to be given to you. And also, please, if you've been rejected, don't lash out, try not to lash out at the person. Try not to demean the person. Try not to speak negative. The person is not responsible for your emotions. That's just the truth of the matter. You are responsible for protecting your emotions. Most of the time we think about we do a lot to protect our physical body, to make our physical body look good, look presentable, but our emotions is something that a lot of us haven't gained the skill on how to manage it. We tend to focus on positive emotions, and sometimes we forget that we also need to develop skill to understand and to manage and overcome negative emotions, to make the best of negative emotions. Because believe you me, to become a holistic person, you need positive and negative experiences. If your life is limited to only positive experiences, you will be flawed. You will be a flawed human being. A lot of people will not be able to relate with you. You will have so many issues. This is what a lot of people don't understand. You have a lot of issues in your life relating with others. If you have only positive experiences, negative experiences make you stronger. They make your life richer. They help you learn empathy. They help you learn character, improve your character, which is the most important thing. James chapter 1 verse 5 says, "Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation, for the testing of your faith works patience. And patience, when it's complete in you, it makes you perfect, wanting nothing." And what this scripture is trying to tell us is that the testing of your faith, those bad experiences, those negative things that make you feel down, is actually designed to improve you. It's actually designed to make you a better person. So that's the perspective with which I want you to view this experience. And if you're in a situation where for a very long time you've been seeking, you're just in a place where you feel like no one is noticing you, no one is asking you out, no one is interested in you, and you're now questioning, am I pretty enough? Am I good enough? Am I desirable? Well, know that I've been there before. All I'll say to you is that I've been there before, and today I'm married and I have my own family. And the truth is, you won't consider me to be an ugly person, because I believe even when there was famine in the land, I believe that I was pretty. Look at it. But today use me as an example. If you feel like nobody has asked you for a while, and guess how I met my husband? If you want to know how I met my husband, comment in this video. I want to see your comments saying, I'd like to know how you met your husband, so I can give you hot gists. Because you see this matter of, nobody is asking me, am I looking good? Am I whatever? We have all been through it. Nothing is wrong with you. You are good. If I go to the mirror now and say I'm good, I'm looking good, and I'm somebody's husband or I'm somebody's wife. So, and if you're a guy, nobody has answered you. You want my husband to start gisting you about his own. It happens to all of us. Life, Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Please like this video, share, comment, and also just spread the word about Wise Attraction. Do subscribe to our channel. Our handle is @WiseAttraction. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button